are peacekeeping operations governed by United Nations law. Recent events have brought attention to the role of peacekeeping operations around the world. With ongoing conflicts in various regions, many are asking, are these operations governed by United Nations law? This is a pressing question as nations look for effective solutions to restore peace and protect civilians. Peacekeeping operations are primarily conducted under the authority of the United Nations. This means they operate based on United Nations mandates and the principles of international law. The United Nations Security Council typically authorizes these missions. They define the scope, objectives, and rules of engagement for peacekeepers. These rules must comply with international law standards. From the standpoint of international humanitarian law, peacekeeping forces must follow established legal frameworks. This includes the Geneva Conventions and the laws of armed conflict. Peacekeepers are expected to respect principles like distinction, proportionality, and necessity when using force. Their role also includes ensuring the protection of civilians in conflict zones. The Geneva Conventions serve as the baseline legal protections for individuals affected by armed conflict. Peacekeepers are mandated to uphold these protections. In addition to international humanitarian law, peacekeeping operations are also bound by international human rights law. This law complements humanitarian law in safeguarding individuals during conflict. For example, the European Peace Facility supports armed forces in protecting civilian populations. It also requires compliance with international human rights and humanitarian law. This dual legal obligation ensures that peacekeepers act within the limits set by international law. They must balance the use of force with the need to protect human rights and civilian lives. While peacekeeping operations are not governed by a single set of United Nations law, they operate under a combination of United Nations mandates, international treaties, customary international law, and specific agreements. The role of the United Nations in authorizing and overseeing these missions provides a legal framework that integrates these various sources of law. This framework regulates the conduct of peacekeepers effectively. In essence, peacekeeping operations are governed by a legal structure rooted in United Nations mandates and international law. This includes the Geneva Conventions and the laws of armed conflict. The focus remains on protecting civilians and upholding human rights during armed conflict.